high above a rugged spine of ancient mountains, where the morning sun spills gold across jagged cliffs, a solitary silhouette glides effortlessly through the dawn. The wind sings against outstretched wings as the great bird cuts through the sky with a confidence born from millennia of mastery. Below, pine forests sway in a slow, rhythmic dance, and rivers carve silver pathways through the valley floor. From this breathtaking height, the world seems still, untouched, eternal. Yet this aerial phantom is anything but passive. It is a hunter, a guardian, and a symbol woven through human mythologies since our earliest stories were whispered around firelight. This is the eagle, ruler of the open sky. Among the more than 60 species of eagle found across the world, one stands as a near-universal emblem of strength and majesty, the golden eagle, or Aquila crisatus. With a wingspan stretching beyond 2 meters and eyes capable of detecting prey from distances that defy imagination, the golden eagle commands its domain with unmatched precision. Its plumage glows with deep browns and burnished golds, catching sunlight as it circumnavigates the thermals high above its territory. It is a bird designed for dominance, fast, agile, intelligent, and relentless. But the eagle is remarkable not only for its anatomy or skill as a predator. It is extraordinary because it has carved out a place in nearly every ecosystem it inhabits, from the tundra to the desert, from alpine peaks to sprawling plains. It has survived climatic shifts, geological change, and human encroachment, each test shaping a creature both ancient in lineage and modern in adaptability. Golden eagles claim an astonishingly broad range, spanning the northern hemisphere, North America, Europe, North Africa, and vast expanses of Asia. They thrive where wilderness still breathes, in places where large, open spaces stretch across the horizon, and cliffs provide ideal nesting ledges. In North America, they soar over the sweeping prairies, the spine of the Rocky Mountains, and the lonely, wind-hardened deserts. In Europe and Central Asia, they haunt rugged highlands, steppe grasslands, and remote mountain plateaus where few predators can survive the bitter winters. Their choice of habitat speaks to a deep need for solitude. Golden eagles settle in landscapes inaccessible to most creatures, building nests on sheer rock faces or towering ancient trees, bastions of safety from which they launch their reign over the surrounding territory. These landscapes are not merely backdrops. They are characters in the eagle's story, harsh, unforgiving, yet filled with life. And the eagle, with all its might, must bow to the will of these wild environments. As the seasons shift, so too does the eagle's world. In spring, the mountains thaw, sending torrents of meltwater down into valleys buzzing with new life. The eagle takes advantage of the abundance, teaching its young to soar on warm thermals rising from sunlit slopes. Summer brings long days and steady winds, perfect for patrol and pursuit. Prey animals, rabbits, marmots, ground squirrels, are plentiful, and the eagle's hunting displays become ballistic exhibitions of energy and focus. But the true test comes with winter. When temperatures plummet and snow cloaks the land in a heavy, muffling silence, survival becomes a delicate balancing act. Prey grow scarce, winds rage, and ice forms along cliffs where nests cling stubbornly against the cold. The eagle must rely on every evolutionary advantage, its extraordinary eyesight, powerful talons, and in relentless endurance. The landscape changes shape with each season, and so too does the eagle's behavior, strategy, and rhythm of life. For all its might, the eagle is deeply tied to the ebb and flow of its environment. Its survival depends on reading the land and the sky, on understanding subtle shifts in weather, migration cycles, and prey availability. To watch an eagle through the seasons is to witness nature's ability to adapt, persevere, and transform. But to understand this creature's resilience, to see the world through its eyes, we must first explore the vast, untamed landscapes it calls home.
To understand the eagle is to understand the realm it dominates, a realm where vastness is a necessity, not a luxury. Its habitat is defined by openness and elevation, places where the sky feels close enough to touch and the land stretches endlessly in all directions. High mountain ridges form the backbone of this world, their granite peaks sculpted by millennia of wind and weather. In summer, the cliffs glow warm and rust-colored beneath the sun. In winter, they become stark, icy monoliths that loom over silent valleys. These vertical landscapes, inaccessible to most predators, offer the eagle unparalleled vantage points and secure nesting sites. Below the cliffs, forests of pine, spruce, or juniper blanket the slopes. Their needles hum with the slightest gust of wind, masking the scurrying of small mammals that form the backbone of the eagle's diet. The forest shifts in density depending on the region. In Asia, vast Siberian taiga stretches beneath the eagle's flight path. In North America, open ponderosa pines create a patchwork of shadows. In Europe, rugged highland woodlands hug narrow ridgelines. Beyond the forest's edge lie sprawling grasslands, prairies, steppes, or alpine meadows where prey animals feed, burrow, and hide. These open fields are theaters of survival where every movement is a potential signal. A flicker of brown fur, a tremble in the grass, a shadow racing across the earth, all can be the difference between life and death. Rivers carve through the land like silver threads, fed by melting snowcaps or seasonal storms. They offer water to both predator and prey, attracting a wide cast of species that interact within the eagle's domain. Yet what truly defines the eagle's habitat is not the landscape itself, but the combination of space, height, and wind. Without these elements, the updrafts from cliff faces, the thermal currents rising from sunlit rocks, and the sweeping plains that provide long sightlines, the eagle's style of hunting and flying would be impossible. Its home is as much a world of air as of earth. Within this vast mosaic of mountains, forests, and grasslands exists a tapestry of life shaped by the same forces that shape the eagle. Each species plays a part in the delicate balance of the ecosystem. On the ground, rabbits and hares dart between shrubs, their powerful legs ready at any moment to flee the hunting bird above. Ground squirrels whistle warnings across the plains. Marmots sit upright on rocky outcrops, ever alert for the silhouette of wings. These small mammals are the primary prey of many eagle populations, forming the foundation of their survival. Bird life is equally abundant. Ravens circle the high ridges, often trailing the eagle not out of respect, but opportunism. What the eagle kills, they may scavenge. Hawks, falcons, and owls share the sky, each carving out a niche in the high-altitude food web. In some regions, vultures glide on the same thermals, their flight a reminder of nature's recycling system. Larger mammals also roam the eagle's territory. Foxes slink through underbrush, wolves travel in disciplined packs, and deer graze in quiet meadows. Though not typical prey, these animals influence the availability of food by shaping rodent populations and competing for the same resources. Even the plants play a role. The hardy grasses and shrubs provide food for herbivores. The trees offer shelter for countless bird species. The lichen and moss protect the soil on windswept ridges. Each element contributes to a living, breathing system where every species, predator or prey, large or small, depends on another. This ecosystem is not gentle. It is a place of constant competition, of adaptation and survival. And in this demanding environment, the eagle thrives as one of its most skilled and efficient hunters. The eagle's presence shapes the very heart of the ecosystem. As an apex predator, it regulates the populations of the species beneath it, preventing any one prey species from overwhelming the landscape. By hunting rabbits, hares, and small mammals, the eagle keeps their numbers in check, preserving vegetation and limiting the spread of disease. In many regions, a decline in eagle populations has been linked to surges in rodent numbers, which in turn can devastate crops, unbalance grasslands, and spread parasites. Scavenging is another vital role. Though primarily hunters, eagles do not ignore an opportunity for an easier meal. By feeding on carrion, the remains of animals left by wolves, cougars, or natural causes, they help recycle nutrients back into the soil, accelerating decomposition and reducing the spread of bacteria. The eagle also influences other predators. Ravens track their hunts, foxes and coyotes may attempt to steal kills, and competing raptors adjust their territories to avoid conflicts. Though the eagle rarely engages in unnecessary aggression, its presence is enough to structure the behavior of every creature in its vicinity. But perhaps the eagle's most overlooked role is its influence on the health of prey species. By targeting the weak, the sick, and the older individuals, the eagle strengthens populations over generations. This natural form of selection ensures that only the most alert, agile, and genetically fit prey survive to reproduce. In this way, the eagle does more than hunt. It shapes evolution. It is a force of nature that maintains balance, preserves diversity, and upholds the integrity of the landscapes it inhabits. But survival here is never simple. The land itself can be as much a predator as any living creature.
Powerful, precise, engineered by evolution for dominance. The eagle's body is a masterclass in functional design. Every feather, every bone, every muscle fine-tuned over millions of years to create one of the most formidable aerial hunters on Earth. Its wings, long and broad, are built not merely for flight, but for efficiency. With a wingspan reaching up to 2.3 meters, the golden eagle can ride thermal currents for hours without a single wing beat. Each feather plays a role. Primary feathers spread like the fingers of a hand, reducing drag and allowing delicate adjustments mid-flight. Contour feathers streamline the body, cutting through the air with minimal resistance. The eagle's talons are its signature weapon, curved, black, and razor-sharp, capable of exerting a crushing force of over 400 pounds per square inch. They can pierce through thick fur and muscle in an instant. These talons, combined with scaly, armored feet, allow the eagle to seize prey larger than itself, lifting animals that seem impossibly heavy for a creature built of hollow bones. Its beak, too, is a tool of deadly precision. Hooked at the tip, strong at the base, it tears through flesh with ease. Unlike many predators, the eagle does not rely solely on brute strength. Its success lies in accuracy, timing, and the ability to strike from angles and speeds that leave prey no chance to react. But perhaps the most astonishing adaptation is the eagle's vision. With eyesight up to 8 times more powerful than that of a human, it can spot a rabbit from over 3 kilometers away. Its eyes are shaped like deep cones, packed with densely arranged photoreceptors, enabling it to detect the slightest twitch of movement across vast distances. Even ultraviolet light is visible to the eagle, a spectral advantage that reveals hidden trails, urine markings, and subtle differences in fur or feathers. Inside, the eagle is just as remarkable. A lightweight skeleton, reinforced with internal struts, offers strength without sacrificing mobility. Powerful chest muscles, anchored to a massive keel-shaped sternum, generate the force needed for rapid acceleration. A circulatory system optimized for oxygen efficiency supports high-altitude flight and sudden, explosive bursts of speed. Everything about this creature speaks of purpose: to fly, to hunt, to survive. Despite its fearsome image, the eagle's daily routine is surprisingly rhythmic, shaped by weather, season, and energy conservation. No creature, not even the apex of the open sky, survives by strength alone. The eagle's life is built around strategy. At dawn, it rises on cool, rising air columns, using as little energy as possible. Hunting begins early while prey is active and the winds are gentle. The eagle circles high above the ground, examining the terrain below with methodical patience. With each pass, it maps the land, the shifting grasses, the scurrying rodents, the safe approach angles. When the moment comes, its attack is sudden and silent. Golden eagles often initiate hunts from great heights, folding their wings and diving at speeds exceeding 240 kilometers per hour. At the last moment, they flare their wings to break, striking with talons extended. Every part of this sequence is deliberate, a blend of instinct and learned technique. Feeding takes place either at the kill site or on a secluded perch. Eagles are efficient eaters, stripping meat from bone with swift, practiced movements. After feeding, they may spend hours resting or preening. Maintaining feathers is essential. Damaged plumage can mean the difference between a missed hunt and a successful one. Throughout the day, the eagle patrols its territory, not out of boredom, but necessity. It must remain vigilant, ensuring no intruders challenge its dominance. Occasionally, it engages in aerial displays, slow, spiraling flights or powerful climbs followed by dramatic stoops, which serve to assert authority or, in mating season, strengthen bonds with a partner. As the sun begins to set, the eagle retreats to a favorite roosting site. High, sheltered cliffs or sturdy treetops offer protection from predators and a clear vantage point to greet the next day's light. Though it often depicted as solitary, the golden eagle's social life is more nuanced. It is fiercely independent when hunting, preferring the precision and silence of a lone approach. Yet its relationships, particularly those with mates, are profound and enduring. Golden eagles are known for forming long-term monogamous pairs. Once bonded, a pair may stay together for many years, sometimes for life. Their partnership is not a constant physical closeness, but a shared stewardship of territory. Each partner may patrol different sections of their vast domain, meeting at the nest or during coordinated hunting efforts. The nest itself, called an eyrie, is a monumental structure. Built on cliffs or ancient trees, it can reach over 2 meters in diameter and weigh hundreds of kilograms. Eagles return to the same nest year after year, adding new branches each season. Some eyries become multi-generational structures, used for decades. Courtship is one of the most breathtaking spectacles in the animal world. Pairs perform aerial dances, locking talons in midair and free-falling together before releasing at the last moment. These displays are both a reaffirmation of their bond and a demonstration of fitness. Interactions with other eagles are more guarded. Territorial boundaries are respected, but disputes do arise. When they do, the confrontations are swift and decisive. Dramatic chases, loud calls, and high-speed maneuvers designed to establish dominance without unnecessary injury. Juveniles, once fledged, gradually distance themselves from their parents, learning to hunt on their own. They spend their early years drifting, exploring landscapes far from their birthplace, until eventually they claim their own territory and begin the cycle anew. Yet the most fascinating part of this creature's life is not in the way it looks, but in the way it moves through the rhythm of the seasons.
For an eagle, the passing of seasons is not a simple shift in weather. It is a reshaping of its entire world. Every change in temperature, daylight, and vegetation carries consequences that influence how it hunts, moves, and survives. The eagle's life is a cycle of adaptation, each season demanding its own skills and strategies. Spring arrives first with a sense of urgency. The mountains thaw, rivers swell, the landscape transforms from muted browns to vibrant greens. This is the season of beginnings. New prey emerges from winter burrows, offering abundant hunting opportunities. For eagle pairs, it is also nesting time. They repair their massive eyries, reinforcing them with thick branches, fresh pine sprigs, and soft grasses. If eggs are laid, they require constant care. One mate hunts while the other shields the fragile shells from cold winds and predators. This is a season of promise, but also vulnerability. A sudden storm or a shortage of food can devastate a nest. Summer is characterized by abundance. The long, warm days generate powerful thermals that lift the eagle effortlessly into the sky. Hunting becomes more efficient as prey is plentiful and active. Fledglings stretch their wings for the first time, building strength through short, awkward flights. The parent's role shifts from protection to instruction, guiding young eagles in the art of soaring, diving, and capturing moving prey. But summer is also a time of competition. Other raptors, hawks, falcons, owls share the same airspace. Predators on the ground are equally active. Every success for the eagle is challenged by a world teeming with life, speed, and ambition. Autumn brings change once again. Prey begins to retreat underground. Rodents grow cautious. The forests shift from bright green to deep gold. The eagle must adjust its hunting patterns accordingly, scanning new territories and altering its methods. Strong winds arrive, testing the bird's aerial mastery with unpredictable gusts. For young eagles, this is a critical season. They must become independent, often leaving their birth territory in search of untouched landscapes. Many fail. Hunger, injury, or inexperience claim a large number of juveniles before winter comes. Yet those who survive this gauntlet emerge hardened, capable, and ready for the trials ahead. Winter is the eagle's greatest adversary. Snow blankets hunting grounds, burying prey in deep drifts. Extremely cold air reduces lift, forcing the eagle to expend more energy with every wing beat. Cliffs become slick with ice. Winds howl through mountain passes with relentless fury. During these months, the eagle becomes a master strategist. It conserves energy, flying only when necessary and often perching for hours while scanning for the slightest movement. Carrion becomes an important fallback food source, and scavenging skill can mean survival. Despite its strength and adaptations, the eagle is not invincible. Winter tests every instinct, every muscle, every advantage it has evolved. Yet it endures, as it has for thousands of winters before. Though an apex predator, the eagle is not without enemies.
In the wild, danger can come from surprising places, particularly when the eagle is young, injured, or guarding a nest. Natural predators are few, but formidable. Foxes, martens, and raccoons may raid nests for eggs or small chicks. Larger mammals, such as bobcats or wolves, occasionally pose a risk, especially to young eagles still learning to fly. Adult eagles rarely fall victim to predators. Their size, speed, and awareness keep them safe. But battles with other eagles or raptors are not uncommon. Territory disputes can escalate into aerial combat, sometimes resulting in serious injury or death. The environment itself can be an even more ruthless predator. Sudden storms can knock fledglings from cliffs. Frozen feathers can impair flight. Heavy fog can obscure vision, making navigation treacherous. Starvation remains one of the most consistent threats, particularly in winter, when prey becomes scarce. Disease also plays a quiet but deadly role. Parasites, avian influenza, and bacterial infections can weaken an eagle, reducing its ability to hunt or fly. But among all natural challenges, one stands above the rest: the relentless unpredictability of the seasons. Weather patterns shape every aspect of survival, dictating when the eagle must grow, hunt, migrate, or endure. The eagle does not merely survive these challenges. It excels through a combination of instinctual behaviors, learned strategies, and remarkable resilience. One of its most impressive survival tactics is its ability to exploit the landscape. Eagles memorize the wind patterns around their territory, using updrafts from cliffs and ridgelines to conserve energy. During winter, they position themselves where prey tracks are most easily visible against the snow. In mountainous regions, they may follow migrating animals or shift elevations to track food availability. Their hunting versatility is another critical advantage. While they favor rabbits and ground mammals, golden eagles are capable of targeting snakes, birds, and even larger animals like foxes or young deer when necessary. Some have mastered cooperative hunting, working in pairs to exhaust or corner prey, an astonishing display of intelligence and coordination. During harsh winters, eagles demonstrate a powerful opportunistic instinct, turning to scavenging when live prey is difficult to catch. They may follow wolves or coyotes, waiting for the aftermath of a hunt. They may also guard carcasses fiercely from ravens or other birds of prey, using their size and strength to dominate the scene. Perhaps the most compelling behavior of all is their endurance. Eagles endure storms by locking their talons onto branches or rock edges, weathering icy winds for hours without moving. They ration their energy with precision, understanding intuitively when to fly, when to rest, and when to attempt a risky hunt. These behaviors reveal a creature finely tuned to the rhythms of the natural world, one whose survival depends not on brute force alone, but on adaptability, intelligence, and a deep, instinctual connection to its environment. But no challenge is greater than the one brought by humankind.
Throughout history, the eagle has occupied a place not only in the sky, but in the collective imagination of humankind. Ancient civilizations carved its image into stone, painted it onto shields, and wove it into myths. To many cultures, the eagle symbolized power, freedom, and divine vision. It was a messenger of the gods in Greek lore, a spiritual guide among indigenous peoples of North America, and a royal emblem in lands stretching from Rome to Mongolia. But admiration has always walked hand in hand with exploitation.
Long before modern conservation began, eagles were hunted for their feathers, persecuted for perceived competition with livestock, and captured as trophies for aristocrats. In medieval Europe, they were trapped to demonstrate falconry prowess. On the American frontier, they were often shot on sight, considered a threat to ranch animals, despite little evidence of such behavior. This duality, reverence and fear, shaped centuries of interactions between humans and eagles. And while some communities protected them through cultural belief, others decimated populations out of misunderstanding or suspicion. By the early 20th century, many eagle species faced steep declines, some pushed to the brink. In today's world, the challenges are more complex and often more severe. While deliberate persecution has decreased in many countries, the eagle now confronts a landscape reshaped by human hands. Habitat loss stands at the forefront. Expanding cities, agriculture, mining operations, and highways carve into the wilderness the eagle depends on. Cliffs are blasted, forests are cleared, and once open hunting grounds vanish under concrete or crops. For a creature that requires vast territories, even small losses accumulate into devastating reductions in range. Poisoning is another persistent threat. Rodenticides used to control pests can travel up the food chain. A single poisoned ground squirrel can kill an eagle that hunts it. Lead ammunition poses a similar danger. Scavenging eagles ingest fragments of lead from carcasses left by hunters, leading to slow, painful poisoning. Collisions have become increasingly common. As power lines stretch across continents and wind turbines rise in once empty fields, eagles must navigate a maze of human-made obstacles. High-speed impacts with turbines or electrocution from poorly insulated power poles claim thousands of raptors every year. Climate change adds a new layer of uncertainty. Rising temperatures alter prey availability, disrupt seasonal patterns, and shift vegetation zones. In some regions, drought reduces the small mammal populations eagles rely on. In others, unpredictable winter storms threaten nests and decrease chick survival rates. The subtle rhythms that once guided the eagle through the seasons are breaking apart, replaced by instability the species has never faced before. While natural predators and weather have shaped the eagle's evolution for thousands of years, it is the speed and scale of human impact that now present its greatest challenges. Yet the story is not solely one of decline. Across the world, dedicated conservationists, researchers, communities, and governments are fighting to protect these majestic birds, and many efforts are showing remarkable success. Legal protections have been pivotal. The Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act in the United States, for example, made it illegal to harm or disturb eagles or their nests, allowing populations to slowly recover. Similar laws across Europe and Asia restrict hunting, pesticide use, and habitat destruction. International treaties like CITES regulate trade in eagle feathers, bones, and other parts, reducing exploitation. Rehabilitation centers play a crucial role in giving injured eagles a second chance. Specialists treat fractures from collisions, infections, and poisoning, nursing birds back to flight strength. Young or vulnerable eagles rescued from failing nests are raised in controlled environments before being released into the wild. These facilities not only save individual animals, but also educate the public about the importance of protecting raptors. Habitat restoration projects are equally vital. Conservation groups work to preserve open landscapes, reforest impacted regions, and protect critical nesting cliffs. In some areas, large tracts of land have been designated as raptor sanctuaries, free from development and intensive agriculture. Programs to underground power lines, retrofit hazardous poles, and develop bird-safe wind turbines have reduced accidental deaths. Community involvement has proven indispensable. Local people often serve as the first line of defense, reporting illegal trapping, monitoring nests, and participating in citizen science surveys. Indigenous communities, many of whom hold deep cultural connections to eagles, have established co-managed conservation zones where traditional knowledge guides wildlife protection strategies. Scientific research continues to reveal new insights into eagle behavior, migration routes, and ecological needs. Satellite tracking has exposed vast ranges previously underestimated and helped identify key feeding and nesting sites that must be preserved. Studies of environmental toxins have influenced policy changes, reducing the use of harmful chemicals. While progress varies by region and species, one truth emerges consistently. When humans choose to protect the eagle, recovery becomes possible. Where education replaces fear and stewardship replaces exploitation, populations stabilize. In some places, they even rise. The eagle's story, from ancient symbol to threatened survivor, reflects the broader relationship between humanity and the natural world. We admire what is beautiful, yet we endanger it through the very systems that sustain us. But the story does not need to end in loss. Every viewer holds a part of the solution, supporting conservation groups, advocating for wildlife-friendly infrastructure, choosing lead-free ammunition, reducing pesticide use, and respecting nesting sites all contribute to a future where eagles continue to soar over wild landscapes. The eagle does not ask for our protection. It only asks for space to live, for clean air and healthy landscapes, for the freedom to follow the wind as it always has. But its survival now depends on choices made not in the sky, but on the ground. In the end, the fate of this creature will depend not on its strength, but on ours.
Across mountains carved by ancient winds, over forests whispering with hidden life, and across endless plains where shadows glide like spirits, the eagle has reigned as one of the sky's most extraordinary creatures. We have followed its journey through rugged landscapes, learning how its survival is shaped by the relentless turning of the seasons. We have witnessed its incredible adaptations, the keen eyes, the immense wings, the deadly talons, each one a triumph of evolution. We have watched it raise its young atop towering cliffs, teaching them the language of the wind. We have seen it struggle through brutal winters, endure storms, and conquer vast territories that few beings can even reach. And we have confronted its greatest challenge, not the landscapes or predators of the natural world, but the pressures created by humanity. Pressures that threaten the balance of the ecosystems the eagle has long helped to preserve. Through its story, we discover more than the life of a single species. We discover a reflection of nature's beauty, fragility, and resilience. In quiet moments, when an eagle circles high above a valley, its silhouette framed by clouds and sunlight, something ancient stirs within us. It is the same awe felt by our ancestors who watched these birds soar above campfires, temples, and distant battlefields, the same sense of wonder that inspired legends and shaped cultures across continents. The eagle embodies a freedom that feels almost mythical, the freedom of open skies, unbroken horizons, and wild lands untouched by human hands. Watching it glide on the wind is like witnessing the earth breathe, steady and timeless. And yet, beneath its grace lies a truth we cannot ignore. Even the strongest, most iconic creatures can be brought to the edge by forces they were never meant to face. Not storms, not predators, but us.
Still, the eagle endures. Its resilience is an unspoken promise that as long as the wind rises on mountain slopes and as long as the sun warms the earth, it will continue to ride the invisible currents that have sustained it for ages. But that future depends on us recognizing the profound connection between our lives and the lives of the wild beings who share this planet. The wild does not speak our language, yet it tells a truth we cannot ignore. The eagle story is a reminder that strength is not measured only in talons or wings, but in the respect we show the world we inhabit. If the skies are to remain full of soaring silhouettes, if the mountains are to echo once more with the cry of a hunting bird, then we must choose stewardship over indifference, protection over neglect. Because the wild does not ask for our help, yet without it, the wild will fade, and with it, part of ourselves.